the peacock who often boasted about his beauty. "I've got the most beautiful tail," he would say. Once he walked to the banks of a large lake and saw a crane sipping water. "Look, what a colorless bird you are," remarked the peacock. "Your wings can never match my glory." "But my colorless wings can make me fly," replied the crane. He spread his broad wings and flew up towards the sun. The peacock stood where he was in wonder. Moral: usefulness is more important than beauty.
Is writing his Christmas list to Santa. He is trying to think of all the things he wants. Dippy imagines all the wonderful toys as he lists them. A bright red electric car with invisibility power. A kite that flies very high in the sky. A hoverboard that lets you fly upside down. A spaceship full of mini aliens. A puppy that can speak 8 languages. And a floating house for my family. You will need to donate some of your old toys to charity if you are asking Santa for new ones, Dippy, Mom says. Dippy looks around at all his toys. Maybe we can give the toys on my list to charity instead. We could if any of them existed, Dippy, Mom laughs. So instead, Dippy and his mom go together to make a special Christmas donation. What a festive idea!
A donkey was wandering in the forest. He found a lion's skin left by a hunter. He dressed himself in it and pretended to be the lion. All the animals mistook him for the lion. They started running away in terror. The donkey was so pleased that he uttered a loud, harsh bray in excitement. A fox, who ran with the rest, stopped after hearing the voice. He approached the donkey and said, "If only you didn't bray, you would have frightened me too." The donkey dropped the lion's skin on the ground. He walked away with his head hanging in shame. Moral: clothes may disguise a fool, but his words will give him away. A cat and a fox got into an argument about who was more clever. "I know so many tricks to save myself from a predator." "How many do you know?" asked the fox. "I know just one trick, but that one trick is enough," replied the cat. And then they saw a pack of hounds fast approaching them. The cat quickly climbed up a tree, hiding behind the leaves. "This is my trick," called the cat. "Now let me see yours." The fox had so many plans to escape, but it could not decide which one to try first. In the end, the hounds caught him. Moral: one thing done properly is better than many things done poorly. Two friends were walking through a forest. They promised to stay together throughout the way. Suddenly, they heard a sound in the bushes. Something was approaching them. It was a huge bear. Both of them got scared. One of them, thinking of his own safety, climbed a tree. The other friend did not know how to climb a tree. He threw himself on the ground and lay still while holding his breath. He had heard that bears don't prey on dead people. The bear came near the man lying on the ground. He sniffed his ears and slowly walked away. The man on the tree came down. He jokingly asked his friend,
"What did the bear whisper in your ears?"
The other friend replied,
"The bear told me to never trust someone who deserts you in need."
Moral of the story: a friend in need is a friend indeed. The cat. Once upon a time, the mice had a meeting to figure out how to deal with their common enemy, the cat. Some said this, and some said that. Many ideas were discussed, but the mice could not find a solution. At last, a young mouse spoke. "I have a plan. All we need to do is put a bell around the cat's neck. The bell will ring whenever the cat moves, and we will be able to run away before she comes." All the mice were surprised upon hearing the plan of the young mouse and started celebrating. Then an old mouse rose and said, "The plan sounds very good, but tell me one thing. Who will bell the cat?" The mice looked at one another in fear. Nobody had an answer. Moral of the story: it is easy to propose impossible remedies. Gnat flew over a meadow. After flying around for a while, the gnat got tired. He settled on one of the horns of a bull. After some time, the gnat got ready to fly away. Before flying, he said to the bull, "Pardon me for resting on your horn. You must be glad to have me go now."
"You think too highly of yourself,"
said the bull.
"I did not even know you were there."
"Oh, my apologies," said the gnat and flew off. Moral: one should not place self-importance before courtesy. A bear was roaming in the forest looking for food. He came across a beehive. The bear peered inside the beehive, hoping to find some honey. On seeing the bear, a bee flew out and stung him sharply. The bear lost his temper. He knocked the beehive and started destroying it. As the beehive broke, a lot of bees flew out and stung the bear. The bear ran as fast as he could to the nearest pond. He jumped quickly in the water to save himself. Moral of the story: too much anger is never good. The boy was watching his flock of sheep. He felt really bored, so he thought of amusing himself. He stood up and started shouting, "Wolf! Wolf!" to attract the attention of people in the village. The villagers came running to help him, but they saw no wolf, just the boy laughing at them. The villagers were angry. The boy repeated this again the next day. The people again came, but there was no wolf. They angrily said, "Foolish boy, when there is actually a wolf, no one will believe you." One day, the boy was resting. Suddenly, he saw a wolf approaching the sheep. The boy shouted, "Wolf! Wolf!" But people in the village thought that the boy was lying as usual. Later, when the boy didn't come back, the villagers came looking for him. The boy was weeping. "Why didn't you come? The wolf came and ate my sheep." The villagers comforted him and said, "Let this be a lesson to you. You must never lie." Moral of the story? Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth.
Onion is an emotional fellow. He gets upset and often cries. Poor Mr. Onion sobs all the way through sad movies.
"Oh, I love a good tearjerker,"
he wails. Mr. Onion even makes the pages of all his books soggy with his tears.
"This story is so touching,"
he sobs. Mr. Onion loves listening to the kitchen radio too. But as soon as the sad song comes on, he sets himself off.
Wah!
Mr. Onion could really do with some cheer. "Some light-hearted fun ought to dry up those tears," says Miss Broccoli. So the vegetable pals take Mr. Onion out for the day. They do everything they possibly can to keep him happy.